Welcome back to the 11 podcast with Josh and Nat. What's up?
What's up, you guys? We were just having our little pre-chat. It was pretty
Yeah,
funny.
talking things
Happy.
over.
I know. I always end up laughing at the beginning of the podcast, which is not a bad thing. It's always good to
hmm
be happy.
Yeah, yeah.
Happy post Thanksgiving, you guys. Thanksgiving 2025 is in the books.
Oh, yeah. How's your break? Even though I spent it with you.
You know what? My break was amazing partly because you were there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, like it was so fun like having Josh home for the first time since August and just having all this quality time and I feel like it
hmm
was like filled with like lazy days and lots of food and laughing and
Totally. It,
games.
it felt super nice to be back for the first time since leaving. So
Yeah,
it felt really cool.
lots of Uno.
Lots of Uno. Uno and the Family Feud game we played.
That's
And yeah, that was it.
that was it. We got you guys, we played so much Uno that we got sick of it. We were like, no more Uno.
Yeah, we had this one game that lasted for like an hour, it felt like.
Yeah.
So,
It was a never-ending game. We like all gave up because we're like, this is literally like going around in circles and circles and circles. It's never gonna end. There's never gonna be a
yeah.
winner. We're
I think it was because I shuffled the deck wrong. I think that
I
was the problem. I didn't
feel
shuffle it thoroughly enough.
I feel like everybody like nobody knew how to shuffle the deck. I'm like, didn't you guys learn that when you were kids? We learned how to shuffle the deck.
Yeah, yeah. And then people were asking questions about the game. They were asking like, "Oh, can I match this?" And it's like, "No, it's color and it's symbol
I know.
or
At one point, I was
number."
like, it's just a matching game, people. It's not that
Yeah,
hard.
it's not that complicated.
And then we had a lot of time in the dirt outside playing
hmm
and dancing, and
Yeah,
it was so fun.
all the things. It was very fun.
Oh yeah, we went and saw Zootopia
We
too.
did, yeah, we saw the movie. Yeah, I thought it was really good. I thought it was better than the first. Hot take.
It was so good. I don't know if you guys have seen Zootopia too, but it's not just like a kids movie. I felt like it's so good. It's so well done. The
Mhm.
writing, everything. I
Yeah,
loved it.
I enjoyed it too.
Who's your favorite
Totally.
character?
Um, Probably like well, we don't want to like spoil it if someone hasn't seen it, but there was like the Lynx guy. Remember?
Oh,
Like
that's
the
your favorite
kid?
character?
Yeah, with the one with the snake.
Oh
Yeah, that was my favorite guy. That
yeah.
was my favorite
Okay.
guy. Yeah, for certain reasons. I don't want to spoil it though.
Okay. Okay. That's interesting. You and I are gonna have to talk about that.
hmm
I don't know if it's my favorite, but I feel like the one that like cracks me up and I'm in stitches all the time is, do you know who I'm thinking of?
Oh, the sloth. Yeah, the sloth is so funny.
When the sloth pulled up with his car, the really
hmm
fast car, and then he's like, get in. I mean,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm
And they're
going
like
off.
they're like, hurry up, hurry up.
So I think he's hilarious. That was the one character that stood out for me in the first Zootopia.
Yeah, yeah. When he was at the DMV or the
Yeah,
ZMV or
yeah.
whatever they called it. Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. Anyway, so you are back running after your 2 week break. So
Yep.
tell us about that.
Yeah. The 2 week break went by super quickly. And once I got started again, it felt good just to spin my legs again. Got on the treadmill. Yeah, over the break it was all treadmill running for whatever reason. Probably because we were so busy doing other stuff. We
Yeah.
kind of like procrastinated the day a little bit.
Yeah.
But it felt really nice. I felt in good shape. Felt like I picked up kind of where I left off, and yeah, now it's in the week 2 already of training.
Nice.
How's your training going?
It's going well. I feel good. I feel consistently sort of consistent. I mean, I am consistent. I think now I just need to add in the do the work, the speed workout every single week, do the long run, all of it every single week. I've been hodgepodging a little bit together, but at the same time, I'm just super happy to be running every day and I'm doing my strides every week, so I know the rest of it will come into place, but I'm getting a little like, okay, I'm ready to work, ready to get some good stuff. I feel also with my marathon thoughts that I love the fact that I don't feel under pressure. Like I don't feel like, okay, there's a marathon coming in like 12 weeks. Oh my gosh.
Hmm.
I think that my spring marathon's going to get pushed
Oh
out.
yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
Wait, we shouldn't say, right? Or
Should
what?
we kind of talk about it?
I mean, we can. Do you want to?
Well, okay, so you guys, we were kind of thinking about should we do a three-peat? Should we
Hmm.
go back to Grandma's marathon for the third year in a row?
Third year in a row. It's a tradition at this point.
It's a tradition. Like I had a phone conversation with my coach Jared
Hmm.
today. Shout out to Jared. I just love him. He's like not only is he my coach, but he's like such a good friend. And I love talking to him because we just get on the phone. We're just like chat, 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 chat about all
Yeah,
things. And he talks about his stuff. I talk about my stuff. And then we talk about training. And then we talk about other stuff. But anyway, I was like, Jared, I think I might want to go back to grandma's marathon because, and I haven't like confirmed it yet, but I think
yeah.
here's my reasoning. And you guys that are listening can relate to this, like when you're trying to plan out a marathon for the last 2 years we've gone there, and the reason why it works for me is because it falls in like this perfect part of late spring, early summer. It's like everybody's out of school.
Hmm.
It's not so deep in the summer where we're like trying to plan a vacation or doing all this stuff. It's just like summer's just beginning, and it's like a nice little mini getaway. And I feel like I have all like late winter, all of spring to train, and there's nothing like going on where it feels hard to train. I don't know how to explain it, but it just works.
Yeah,
It works.
yeah. It's super fun getting out of school and then you're going to grandma's in a couple weeks.
I know. And this year is the 50th anniversary, so it'll be fun.
Oh, now we have to go.
We have to go.
They'll probably have like a even cooler flyover.
Oh, yes.
Because last time when we were there, they had a cool flyover. They had some F-16s, I think it was. They were flying over during the national anthem or
That was
before.
so fun.
That was really
That
cool.
was so fun. Okay, so stay tuned. We might be going back to
Stay
Duluth,
tuned.
Minnesota. At this point, they should just make us residents.
Yeah, totally. It's just a tradition now. We can just go every year.
I know, I
Might as
know.
well.
Okay. So, all right, you guys, for this conversation, we are really looking forward to talking about fueling.
Yeah.
I had teased a week or so ago about what we were going to talk about in this episode. I know that everyone listening is probably a runner or interested in running. And a huge part, as we both know, is getting the fueling right. Because you can do all the miles and all the workouts and you can train and be all ready. And then if your fueling doesn't go right, you can end up bonking during the race or having not the best workout or a terrible workout. And it's just like super important. So I'm looking forward to this.
Me too. Me too.
Okay, so let's just start. Like, do you want to start? Because I
Yeah.
know I have a lot to say,
Me too. Me too.
but you start because and I loved walking through this with you. Like, you've had some really interesting, like, scenarios,
Experiences.
things, experiences
Yeah.
about your fueling and what worked and what didn't, and some interesting races that didn't go so well due to fueling and well,
Yeah.
all right, you go.
All right. So what I'm going to be talking about specifically is last track season, my senior year, 2025 track season. Basically, I was running all these races, mostly 1600 meters, 800 meters. Sometimes I would dabble in the 3200, but it's honestly not my favorite. And in terms of fueling, I didn't know it at the time, but I would run 800, 1600, and I would just bonk. I wouldn't know what was going on. I would cross the line and feel super fatigued more than usual. I'd feel super low and down, just like, oh, what happened? I felt out of shape. And honestly, I had a ton of questions like, what's going on? Am I not training the right way? Am I out of shape? Am I in over my head? And so it was just a super frustrating moment. And a specific example was at Oaks, where I went to high school, we had a league meet and I ran the 800 and I ran 2:07 for the 800, which was the slowest time I had ever run in all of my track throughout all of high school. This is senior year. And so I went up to you, mom, and I was just like, what's going on? Like I instantly was like, something is wrong. I have no idea. Am I just super out of shape? All the things I was saying. Well, it turns out after we consulted with Coach Jay, who's been awesome to me from Run Free Training, that fueling might be a big part of the problem. And so we experimented. He recommended some things for me to try. And it ultimately boiled down to my glycogen levels being too low going into the race. And so glycogen is sugar, so it's the main energy source for anaerobic activity, especially in the shorter races like the 800 and things like that. And so we tried some different things, including white bread with jam for the sugar, and also something called Scratch Lab gummies for sugar as well, for glycogen. And so the next race, I tried all the things he recommended to me: white bread with jam, Scratch Lab gummies. And that race, I think I ran like 159 and I won the 800. And so this had a different league meet. And so I was like, yes, okay, this is exactly the problem. And that year I just kept getting better and better. And at the end of the season, I set my PR of 156. And so you can literally, for me, I took off, how many seconds is that? 11 seconds just based off of fueling. So that's a story of why it's so important.
Such a powerful story. I distinctly remember when you ran the 2:07 at the league meet, and I was standing at the finish line as you were coming through, or as you were going down the straightaway to finish. And I remember hearing some kids go, "Man, that kid looks like he is lactic."
Yeah.
And of course I was just like, "Oh my gosh, like what is going on?" Like obviously you're in amazing shape. So it
Hmm.
wasn't that. The training had been going so well. You were fit, but there was a piece or pieces of the puzzle that were missing. And it was a really hard day, you guys. I mean, we've all had hard races, and I think sometimes even like watching someone that you care about have a bad race might be harder than your own bad race, because especially when you're as invested, like, it's like I was there at every practice and all the things,
Hmm.
So we're just like, what is going on? And so when we figured out that missing piece with the fueling, it was so eye-opening, and it was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And I know so many people go through this where they are like, I know I'm fit.
Hmm.
I know I'm doing the training. I know I'm working really hard. So why am I bonking in a race? And
Right.
it's probably just boils down to,
The feeling that
yeah,
that can easily be the missing piece.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
100%.
I'll tell you my quick story. So
Hmm.
when, and I've told this story before, but when I PR'd in the marathon, I was the same what you were talking about. I was so fit. I mean, I had done every piece of my training. I was so fit going into that race. I was so ready to PR mentally, emotionally, physically, everything. And I didn't because of the fueling.
Hmm.
For me, it was a much longer race. It was a marathon, so that is a whole different animal as far as fueling.
Oh yeah.
But at the time, I was taking goo gels, which I loved. I was so faithful to goo, not for any particular reason. I just was like, okay, I love goo. I like the flavors. I like the taste. I like the texture. It seems like it would work. But every time I would get in a race, I didn't realize it at the time, but it was that particular gel that just didn't gel
Yeah, there you go. Nice.
with my digestive digestive tract. So it was just really ugly. It was brutal. And it caused me not to run faster.
Mhm.
And so I went through the same thing where I was like, okay, This is a major problem that I have got to take care of because there's no reason to like be super fit and then you get to the race and you like fall apart because of fueling. So for me, the solution was changing the fuel and I changed to Morton, which I really, really, I don't want to say, oh, I love it, like that, like generic, like, oh my gosh, I love it. But for me, it was like athlete changing.
Mm,
Like in my whole, like my workouts, my long runs, and especially the races changed because for whatever reason, that particular fuel did not upset my stomach. And
hmm
that's why I've stuck with Morton. I know people love it, but it is super expensive and like there's all these things, but I was just like I'm investing so much time into my training, like I've got to get the fueling right. So for me, I would
Totally.
do like I mean, I take a gel every like 30 minutes, 25, 30 minutes in a marathon. And then they have the Morton drink mix that I take before the race. Um, and I also take it before long runs and sometimes before like a hard long workout.
hmm
So yeah.
Yeah. And for the people listening, I want to emphasize that it doesn't have to be a name brand, super fancy thing. Obviously, if you like Goo, if you like Morton, go for it. But for me, it's really simple stuff. Like when I went up to Flagstaff with Coach Jay from Run Free and some of his group, he was telling us at the track when we were doing a workout, like he was like, you guys can literally drink like a Dr. Pepper, you can drink a Coca-Cola in between reps. As long as you're getting in the sugar, it's fine. And I think a lot of people underestimate one, how much sugar you need when you're burning that much energy. And two, it literally can be anything. Jam, bread, soda. Like before my 8Ks in college at CVU, I would literally drink a crushed soda before the race, along with my other stuff. So, and it worked. So yeah,
That's
doesn't have to be
good
super fancy.
stuff. Man, I love, talking about that. I didn't realize you drank a crush before the AKs or the race.
The AK is like the AK race,
Oh, the
like
AK. Oh, the race, the race,
yeah,
the
like
race,
at
the race. Okay, okay.
UCR, like a
I got you.
UCR and Highlander. And I don't think I drank one before. Oh, I did. I drank one before the track 5K too. So really
Oh,
all my
cool.
races. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like really important to talk about. Like, okay, so I will say before my marathon, I'll wake up really early in the morning. I have a I don't know what we'll talk about like the details of your digestive tract, but like for me, I have a super sensitive stomach. So I have to eat 3 hours before the race. Like I can't do this 2 hours before 90 minutes, like 3 hours before. And then I'll eat white rice, sourdough bread, and a Morton drink mix. That's what I will do the morning of the marathon. And then I take a gel right before the race starts, like when I'm standing on the starting line or right as I'm walking up to the starting line, I'll take a gel and have that already in my system. And then, like I was saying, I'll take one every 25, 30 minutes. And then the night before, the day before the race, I will usually have a pasta lunch, like
Mhm.
pasta for lunch. Like that'll be like kind of my bigger meal with like all the bread, all the things. And then I'll usually will have like a turkey sandwich or a chicken sandwich with more bread and um something very easy to digest like as dinner, like dinner, but the lunch is really big.
Yeah.
Just so I'm not feeling like I'm eating like all this pasta like the night before.
Yeah.
What do you have
Definitely.
before races?
Yeah, definitely for me, the day I'm a little bit different. So for like breakfast, I'll try to eat usually when I was at home, I would usually eat oatmeal or fruit and things like that. And then I'm thinking about Woodbridge last year, how it was a night race. So it was a little bit different. But in a scenario like that for lunch, I would eat a pretty big lunch, like sandwich, burger, like who knows? Like I would just eat whatever. And then leading up until the race, I would just chill because I've definitely had moments like that where even when I'm trying to get in my fueling, I eat way too close to the race and then I just feel sick
Mm.
afterwards. So make sure you eat a good meal, but time it so that it's far out from the race. And I usually just eat anything as long as I'm getting carbs, getting protein, some fruits and veggies in terms of like the big main meal. And then leading closer up into the race, start eating like the sugary things, like a Pop Tart. I take Pop Tarts. A lot of the guys at in Flagstaff were eating Pop Tarts, so that's how I got on that. And then closer into the race, it's the drinks, the sugary drinks, the jam, the gels, all that.
Yeah, I'm so like I get PTSD like thinking about being sick during a race. So one time I ran the Boston Marathon and I got up in the morning to have breakfast and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna have eggs." Big mistake. Huge
Mm,
mistake. The whole race at the Boston Marathon, I could feel the eggs like sitting in my chest, like waiting for me to like vomit them. It was
mm,
just, I'm sorry. Well,
mm.
it is what it is.
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
was so disgusting. And so now, like, if I even see eggs before a race, I like get the chills. I'm like, oh my
Yeah,
God. So
I
here's
don't
the
blame
things that I cannot eat. I can't eat eggs, peanut butter,
you.
oatmeal. I'm allergic to oatmeal.
Mm,
Which is crazy. And yeah, so I know and I'm saying all this for to say for everybody, like you guys need to figure out like what works for you in practice.
yeah, yeah.
And
There's
like
really no
yeah,
like cold hard science in terms of what to eat. As long as you're getting the right things. You need the sugars, you need protein, just in general, fruits, vegetables. But in terms of leading up to the race, you need to drink enough water and you need a good amount of sugar.
yeah. So yeah, all everything that you said is so on point. I think the what I would like to add from like a super long distance, like marathoner standpoint, as far as like the fruits and the veggies is tell my athletes to back off on too many fruits and vegetables in like the 48 plus maybe 72 hours before the race. So
Yeah,
if their race is on Sunday, then I would say by like Friday night, um start cutting out the fruits and the vegetables and like high fiber type foods. But
definitely.
anything before that, I want them to kind of eat normal because I don't want things not to get moving.
Yeah,
Like you want to keep the plumbing clear
right.
and then back off, which is different than running an 800 or a 15 or 1600 uh race.
Yeah. I mean,
But
even then, I would say I wouldn't eat any fruit before the race or anything like that.
yes.
Definitely not.
And then there's always the one-offs. Like I had this really good friend who in high school who were still like really good friends to this day and like she could eat an In-N-Out burger like a few hours before her race and then crush it. And I was
Yeah,
always like, how is she doing this? But she's kind of like, oh, you overthink it. It's like it's fine.
right, right, right.
But she also obviously had a stomach of iron steel and I don't. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Not everybody has that.
I think some other things that I think people should really consider with fueling, making sure that they're getting, we talked about this, but really reiterating getting enough fluids. You would not believe how many runners are walking around dehydrated
Yeah,
or semi-dehydrated, and it really makes such a difference in your energy, your mood, your ability to get through workouts effectively and be at your best, like water and electrolytes.
totally. What kind of electrolytes do you like to use? Tell the audience.
So, okay, I used to be noon only, pretty much.
Yeah,
Like,
same.
not for any particular reason, just I like noon and I still do. But in the last like year or so, I've been trying a bunch of different brands, and I do like Liquid IV. It has a different flavor profile. I think it's definitely a little more salty. I've tried Element before, and I'm like,
I
eh.
love Element.
Do you love Element?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Liquid IV and Element are really good.
Okay. There's a couple of flavors that I like more than others in Element, but Element's really salty, but it gets the
Yeah.
job done. Oh, and then I tried this new to me. Have you tried Drip Drop?
Yeah, yeah, I have. I tried that before.
Yeah. I like that. And then, oh shoot, I wish I had it. There's another one that I got started getting from Sprouts, and it comes in like a packet,
Mm.
and they have a few different flavors. Oh man. Man, I'm sorry you guys, I don't have it in front of me, but we'll talk about it next time what brand it is, or I'll put it in the notes or something, but it's an electrolyte like packet, and I like that. But I think any type of electrolyte that you can put in your water throughout the day and mix it up between just plain water and that is going to be super beneficial.
Totally. I
Yeah.
think we should talk about, or at least touch on supplements, because that's super important. Making sure you test for your ferritin and your iron in your blood. And then if you're low, taking iron as a supplement or just in general as good maintenance.
Yeah, you should talk about your story with iron and lack thereof.
Oh, yeah. So, like, when I started running, I didn't take iron at all. I didn't really even know what it was. And then I had my iron tested a couple years ago. I don't even know. I don't know. I don't really remember. Was it even low? It might have been a tiny bit low,
Your
but I just
ferritin,
remember
yeah.
my ferritin, yeah. And then I just remember I started taking iron pills and vitamin C to help it absorb. You got to take the vitamin C with it. So a lot of people do orange juice or just vitamin C tablets, but your body can't actually absorb it without the vitamin C. So I would do that, and I've been doing it for really ever since. And it helps a lot of people not feel super depleted and super. If your body is low on iron, a lot of times you can feel super fatigued after races. Sometimes a lot of people find that they're not performing as well. And yeah, get your iron tested because that could be the reason if your everything else seems to be in line.
100%. I've seen so many people from, young teens to adults go about their training, and at some point they're just like, I just feel tired all the time. And that it could be your ferritin levels are low, so definitely get them checked. Start the supplementation. And that's a good idea to just get it checked anyway, every
Yeah,
so often, especially like before you're going into a new training block, just because it takes a while for it to get into your system. So
totally.
that is important. And then I wanted to say that it's super important to get enough protein
Mm,
for muscle repair. So
yeah.
for me, like I'll go, like say if I have a long run, I come back from my long run and I'm making sure that I'm putting good nutrients in my body within that 15 to 30-minute window.
Hmm.
Because that's honestly a big part of your training. Like you could have an amazing workout or long run, and then if you just go lay on the couch and you don't put anything back to help the repair process, then it's kind of like almost like you shouldn't have even done it in the first place.
Hmm.
So I think it's really important to, even if it's just like apples with almond butter or like a little piece of lean chicken or turkey or, something that has some protein and carbs
Hmm.
in
Totally.
it. Yeah.
I mean, I just know in high school, I know you already said it, but I know in high school, my coach was just saying if you can get food within 30 minutes, that's even better than an hour. If you can get it within 10 minutes, that's better than 30 minutes. The faster, the better. So just trying to be super specific about that.
I think, and that's such a good piece of advice. And you know what? It's interesting. It really takes planning because I think the number one reason why I wouldn't, or you, or any other athlete wouldn't sometimes get food in is because they didn't pack it. Like you're at the track, you do a workout, and you need to like think ahead and pack something in your backpack or your bag so that you can have that good food and be putting it in your mouth when you're done. Because
Totally.
that don't I mean I find have found that in the past. I'm like, oh shoot, I don't have food. Now I have to like leave, and go, if I'm not at home
Yeah.
in my kitchen and get food. And then the next thing you know, it's like, oh, it's been 45 minutes. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right. Totally.
So it's all planning. And then I wanted to talk about vitamin D. I think it's important to make sure that you have enough vitamin D because that can also make you feel sluggish and make you not feel super energetic.
Hmm.
So that's something that people should get checked with their iron and just making sure that they're on top of getting their blood work done so you can kind
Yeah.
of check for all of those markers.
Hmm.
Um, what else? Oh yeah, the whole thing, nothing new on race day.
Right. Definitely
Yeah.
want to like whatever you're doing before workouts, just keep that for the race. There's no need to try anything new.
Yeah,
Even if you think it'll be cool, it's not worth sabotaging your race.
it's pretty much probably gonna not work in your favor.
Just try it in a workout, and if you like it, then do it on a race. But don't do it at the race. Just wait. Just wait till the next workout.
Yeah, it's better to have a workout not go as well because you're trying something than spend all this time preparing for a race and then it fails because you are not smart athlete and you tried something new.
Right.
I have these little notes here. I want to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Yeah, that's what I have. What else do you want to
Yeah.
add? Oh, I know what I wanted to talk to you about. And I'm really interested in this because there's there's the adult, like middle-aged and adults, and their view of diet
Hmm.
culture
Yeah.
in distance running. And then I'm sure there's a different like high school, college, teen, early 20s type of view of diet culture. So I want to
Hmm.
hear from you how you
Oh
feel about
yeah.
it.
I feel like it's not something that people talk about a whole lot, which might be part of the problem. But you definitely see it. It's definitely prevalent. You can tell, like, I don't really know. Not a lot of people that I'm super close with, like, deal with it or anything, but I definitely know it can be a problem with not eating enough because you want to feel like, oh, I need to be a certain weight so that I can run a certain speed. Or maybe you see somebody else that, looks a little leaner and you're thinking, oh, like I need to be like them. But you got to realize like everybody's body composition is different. I know it's pretty cliche to say, but it honestly is. Some people, like I'm speaking for guys, some guys can be like 120 and be fine. Me, I'm like 145 and I can't get any lower than that. And also you have to consider too, like muscle also weighs a good amount, like even more than fat, I'm pretty sure. So just because you're a certain weight doesn't mean you're fat or anything. You could just be like muscular, but you also have to factor that into how much you weigh. So try not to eat or anything. It's just gonna do more harm than good.
Yeah, I so agree with you. And I mean, I'm sure it would be it would be super interesting to take a deeper dive at some point into, and I'm sure there's a lot of people who've done research on this because I know women have a different mindset and view an emotional outlook on it than men, but we don't want to discount men because I think sometimes some men and boys suffer silently,
Hmm.
and that can be, but the main thing is that we all need to be eating. You need to
Right.
eat. You don't need to be skipping meals. You don't need to try to use your running as, what do I want to say? I mean, I think there's a slippery slope to use your running and performance as a weight loss method.
Hmm.
It's just that
Well,
doesn't go together.
even if you are, I mean, you're burning all the calories anyway. Running is a pretty effective weight loss method, honestly. So if you're doing that, you need to eat anyway because everything you're eating, you're burning anyway. So if you're not eating, you're losing muscle and things like that. your body's going to start eating away at your muscle as opposed to the actual calories that you've built up from eating.
And I feel like from a marathoner standpoint, there's a lot of people that feel like that they gain weight during a marathon training cycle because your body is just like hungry all the time, especially like in the middle and like in deep into training,
Hmm.
and you have to feed it. And so, yeah, so as far as the marathon is concerned, like that's not the time at all to be restricting yourself. We just should take that word out of our vocabulary. It's like eat when you're hungry. Food is a beautiful thing. Food is fuel.
Hmm.
And everything in moderation and try to like have a healthy outlook, which is I know it can be easier said than done. So I'm not trying to be
Definitely.
flippant about it. Like, oh, it's not a big deal. You know, some people struggle, so I always just say like there are no good or bad foods. Like food is amazing and like we should
Hmm.
all embrace it.
Yeah, yeah. And also it's like a psychological thing. So like if you feel like you need help, get the psychological help you need. Because it's more than just food, you know?
Yeah, totally agree with that. Such a psychological thing. Uh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, I feel that's heavy. But it's
Hmm.
so true. And I want to like go back really fast to what you were saying about everybody's body composition is different
Yeah.
because like I want to say like I'm a curvier type of body type. So I've realized like a long time ago, like I'm never gonna look like some women when they're training really hard. Like I'm just never gonna look like that. And like it doesn't mean that I can't be fast and that I can't be strong and can't be good. It's just I have a butt and I have curves. And so even when I'm really fit, like those are just still there. So
Hmm.
I think it's important to say that. Like, you just can't compare yourself to someone else's body type.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of it is genetics too. Like, I think about East African runners and how they're so like slim. Like, I mean, there's definitely something to be said about having like slimmer bones, like just like a slimmer frame in general. Yeah, there's nothing you can do about that. You just got to be as fit as you can be.
Yeah. I feel like even like so in the sport of running, like, people talk, I feel like we as an industry we talk about it a lot, which is good.
Hmm.
And then I'll be out somewhere, and someone that's not in running, they might see you running or talk about running. They're like, "Oh, you look like a runner." And I'm like,
Mm.
what is that supposed to mean? That could be a whole thing because what is you look like a runner supposed to mean? Because there are people that are really good runners that look different, and
Right.
they're still amazing and awesome and whatever. So I think that I want to say that out loud.
Mm.
Like,
I think they probably just mean like you look athletic.
yeah,
Yeah,
interesting. This has been a very,
it's
I
been
love
real.
talking about fueling and food and how
Hmm.
to feed our bodies to make them stronger. So
Yeah.
I love cooking. Oh, I know. I do want to say that. I think that to be a good athlete, like you have to embrace cooking and like preparing food and just like being like an artist in the kitchen, even if that just means throwing something together, because that's how you're going to end up really experimenting with different foods and really getting into the excitement of feeding your body. So don't be afraid of the kitchen. The kitchen is your best friend.
Yep. Cool.
I wanted to say too, I like the new haircut.
Oh, thanks.
I
Yeah.
noticed that. You're looking
Oh,
fresh.
yeah. Appreciate it.
You guys, we so appreciate you being here. We love this podcast. We love you guys. We love the sport of running. So come back. We'll be coming
Oh,
back
yeah.
with more conversations and follow us
Yeah.
everywhere. Josh, where can people follow you?
Josh Mitchell XC on Instagram.
Okay. You can follow me at Nat Runs Far anywhere.
Yep.
Instagram, Facebook. Threads,
Mm-hmm.
TikTok, even though there's not much there right now. And then of course follow us on YouTube at
The
the
11 podcast.
11, yeah, 11 Runners podcast on YouTube.
Cool.
All right, you guys. We'll talk to you guys soon.
Yeah. Thumbs up.
Bye.
Bye.